Joining us now is former Speaker of the House, Bronwyn Bishop, and Liberal Senator Alex Antic. Now, great to see you both. With all the issues Australia has and all the things senators really ought to be thinking about, a flag has been the flashpoint for our politicians this week. The Aussie flag, our country flag to be precise, and yet another ludicrous attack on it from those on the left. Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price and Pauline Hanson had flags draped over their shoulders while speaking about pride in our country, but they were ordered to remove them with claims that they were being used as props. It led to a heated exchange. Take a look.
It's beyond comprehension that the burning of our national flag is not a criminal offence.
I asked for a ruling, please, on whether the senator who's wrapped in the national flag at the moment is contravening the standing order that prevents props.
You can wear a kiffa in here. Perhaps you should remove that article from you whenever you walk through these chambers.
Order.
Snark all you like. It's revolting.
For 124 years, since 1901, that flag has been flying. And yet on this special day, it was actually denied by the Greens.
I remind you of the ruling the Deputy President arrived at, so I'd ask you to take the flag off.
So, Alex Antic, you may well have been there in the chamber. Tell us your thoughts on why are they banning the Australian flag in the Australian Parliament being worn by Australian senators who are there elected by Australian people and citizens? Explain, please, Alex.
You have spelt it out very, very well, Rowan. And I should point out the Australian flag does actually fly in the chamber as well. It should be the only flag that flies in the chamber. At the moment, there are the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags, which, of course, none of us have a problem with, but it is the Commonwealth of Australia, and that's the only flag that should fly. In relation to the issue of Jacinta and the Greens, look, I mean, Jacinta's a proud Australian. We all know that, and she wore the flag proudly. Now, the rules in the Senate are odd. Anyone that's spent time in the House will tell you that. But one thing they do say is about props. Now, to the strict letter of the law, it's arguable that that's right, that it is being used in a manner in which, you know, it may not always be. But I'd make this observation about it, and that is, isn't it interesting how the Australian Greens have such a visceral reaction to the Australian flag? This is the political party that spends most of its days in there with one or other of them carrying a prop in there of some sort. I mean, we've seen, I think, a fish come in at one point. We've seen last year to do with the Predator. We've seen constant stickers on the back of laptops and, you know, T-shirts with slogans and flags on them. So, look, I mean, once again, I was a little bit shocked by them picking on the Australian flag, but it does tell you a lot.
I'm sorry, Alex, but I'm slightly confused here. You're not in any way suggesting that the Greens are the biggest hypocrites in the world, are you? I mean, I'm stunned. I don't know what to make of that, Bronwyn. Now, Bronwyn Bishop, you actually were in Parliament and you put up a motion to protect the Australian flag, correct?
Yes, in 2006, I introduced a bill for the protection of the Australian national flag, and it received a first reading. The fact of the matter is that more and more Australians are becoming more and more angry about the fact that the flag is being desecrated and that it is an act against the Australian nation, not just against the flag itself. And people are starting to express that by saying, no, we value our flag, we love our flag, and we love our nation.
I want to go back to the hypocrisy of the left and the Labor Party in particular. Have a look at these two things. Example one, Foreign Affairs Minister Penny Wong. Here's a clip of how she related, as Bronwyn was talking, to one march, that ghastly march across the bridge for the pro-Palestinian movement, and then the march for the Australians.
First, I want to say, you know, that was an extraordinary march, and I think it demonstrates what we all feel. I know that Australians are feeling distressed, angry, upset, really horrified by what they're seeing in Gaza.
Neo-Nazis and anti-immigration rallies are not who we are. These are not Australian values. Australians are not haters. Australians don't turn on one another. Australians know that we are stronger together, and Australians know that together is how we build our country.
And then, Alex, Ed Husic doing pretty much the same thing.
When you have so many people present, you won't agree with everyone, and clearly people will pick out some things that were objectionable to other people, and I completely understand that. That's democracy. But I just think I would hate for it to detract from the images of that aerial view of the Harbour Bridge with so many people on it that just want the hostilities to end, and particularly the impact on kids.
Those rallies were whipped up by far-right extremists and neo-Nazis. A lot of people were warned about that. A lot of people have been told as well. The facts just don't stack up.
So, Alex, explain to me the rules of politics, where one march is we can all have whatever we want and say whatever we want, no matter how extreme, but the other march, condemn it, bad, terrible people, nasty people. Tell me about it.
I mean, it's not, I was going to say bizarre, but it's not really. I mean, this is just what the left of politics do. They hone in on the good on their own cause and the bad on the other, and we sort of come to expect that now. I think the thing that's struck me over the last few years, though, has been the manner in which the media report that. I mean, you see this all the time with marches that might be pro-life, for example, or in the case of COVID, the freedom protests, in which, in almost every case, the people who go to those marches are absolutely well-intentioned, well-mannered, and so that's what you get. So if you pick on the 0.1%, I would say, you're always going to find something you can pick on. But it's just interesting how the left of politics seem to do that and weaponise the issue. Look, for where I sit, I think that 99.9% of people that went to the March for Australia rally were ordinary Aussies just worried about their country for a variety of reasons by the looks of it. And it is disappointing to see politicians from the government in particular, and the media, I might say, the mainstream media in this country have a lot to answer for in propagating this narrative. Focusing on the handful who are there for the wrong reasons, for a variety of ways, it's just not helpful. The reality is Aussies are worried about their country, and they have a lot of reasons to be worried about their country, and they have every right to march.
Now, I want to talk to you both about the taxes. Alex, I'm going to play a clip of you in the Senate where you were very funny on all the new taxes. We've got a spare bedroom tax that Labor want to put up there, and you were satirising that. Have a listen.
What about, for example, a pet tax? Because, Australians love pets, and you could put on a sliding scale for pets. Perhaps conversation licensing fees. You could snuff out free speech. They love that. We're all into that at the moment. You could make yourself a nice little clip on the way through. Consider a range of taxes on non-state approved discussions like things about how proud we are of our country and our history.
Now, Bronwyn, Alex is great with his humour there in Parliament, but maybe I'm worried that Jim Chalmers might take him seriously and start putting taxes on everything we do.
Well, he'd like to put a tax on anything that moves.
Exactly.
And that's the bottom line. That's why I call him the snake charmer. He's all about illusions, and he really cannot be trusted. He told us the country was in great shape before the election, and after the election says the budget's unsustainable. So tax is what he's after. Never mind productivity. If it moves, tax it. And I think, Alex, you made an excellent contribution in that speech. But I am seriously worried about the way we're going. We're going to hell in a handbasket. We really are. And unless there's something that comes out where we can honestly say, this is what the Liberal Party stands for, this is what we're going to do, we have got policies and statements that can be digested and understood. Tony Abbott was quite right when he came out and said, let's say no more coal-fired power stations will be closed until such time as there is a replacement with reliable, sustainable energy, that we'll have more gas come out, and that energy is essential to productivity. Then with regard to the love of our country, it will be the Australian flag which will fly and fly with pride, because we are proud of just who we are. And then we say that it is the people who have to be served by government, not the people serving the government. And when we make strong statements like that and come out with policies that are easy for people to comprehend, then we've got a chance of winning back the government.
Great to chat to you both. We'll speak to you again very soon.